There's a space where I'm neither man nor woman, young nor old, no color, no race, not even a face. All I feel is my heart bursting with love, holding the divine and you in a long, warm embrace. Soul dance. As I connected with you, I felt my heart flutter. To sense your depth, what a delight, to feel your love for the light. I sighed as my body relaxed into knowing you did not want to possess, that you felt the Great Spirit in you. You felt the unfettered, all-encompassing magnitude. You recognized that beautiful spark in you, and hence saw that in me, in that recognition lay true beauty, the beauty of untainted love, where you can truly dance with me. Dedicated to all who want to dance in the light and in the lightness with another. Thank you, Tina.
So just to sum up what yoga is, it's a beautiful perspective shift without having to even move an inch. Physically, I mean. So we're doing all these movements within, which give us a big, big perspective shift. So we're looking at the room. Can somebody demonstrate how else would you get a perspective shift without moving? Pardon? Yes, read a book. Yes, wonderful. But with asana, it's quite simple. Just put your hands up, just twist, and there I already got a perspective shift. Or just move and twist around, and there I've got a perspective shift. So that's the beauty of this practice, where it's constantly giving us this capacity not only to reconnect to our bodies, reconnect to our breath, reconnect to the expanse, but thereby changing our perspective of life and how we deal with situations, how we deal with ourselves, how we deal with others. Now coming to Tantra. So when I came to the West, I just stopped telling people I teach Tantra. So it was a totally different ball game. How many of you have heard of the Kama Sutra? Okay, that's quite a few people. Yeah, so I think in the West, to sum it up, they've confused the Kama Sutra with Tantra. So Tantra is for liberation. And again, when you study Tantra with a guru in India, you basically did or had a lot of discipline. And in this discipline, there were two streams. There was the Dakshina Marga Tantra and the Vama Marga Tantra. So we have the right hand and the left hand path. Now the Dakshina Marga Tantra, it was an ascetic. Of course, you used all the senses, but there was a lot of refinement of the senses. In the Vama Marga Tantra, the gurus would completely want to break what you think is this very linear way of being, which means I'm not from a Vama Marga Tantric path, I'm more from a Dakshina Marga Tantric path. What you did was they will ask you to go sit in cremation grounds. And some of the Vama Margis also the gurus will say, come on, eat this corpse, anyway it's dead, you know. So it's all God, it's all the divine. Why are you so repulsed by it? So there was a complete breakdown of what you think is reality in the Vama Marga Tantric paths. And of course there's a lot of ritual, a lot of worship of the Divine Mother to break you open, where nothing you believe to be is right or wrong sticks within you. Of course it's an extreme path, I'm not saying no, but with a good guru, a lot of people have a lot of growth and evolution and transcendence through it. Like I said, that's not my path, so I won't talk too much about it. But in the Dakshina Marga or right hand path, again, it is very energetic. You're working with the prana or life force, and the articles have given you some emphasis on that or understanding of that, where you can go deeper with those practices and therefore cultivate or bring you to a state of beautiful stillness. So that is the aim of the Dakshina Marga Tantra. Now some say, oh, we're not Vama Marga, we're not Dakshina Marga, we're Madhya Marga, which means we take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, or the kind of middle path. So some new streams of Madhya Marga are also there, just so you understand the reference point. And also if you look at Tana, Tana means the, how many of you speak Hindi here? Okay, so in Hindi what does Tana mean? Body. So it's very simple. Tan, body. Man, mind. So Tantra is working with the tangible and transcending the tangible. So working or transformation through the tangible. Now mantra, man is these vibrations that help you transform the quality of your mind. So like I said, with each path, it took years and years of study and refinement and working with the guru and going deeper into yourself. So it's not something, of course books are good, but for any practitioner who wants to go deeper, it is the practice, the contemplation, the reflection, the absorption, and then the embodiment, which is more important. So with Tantra, again, like I said, it's a whole sea out there. So just be mindful of what you're getting into, because if you're not careful, you can pick up a whole bunch of unwanted energy. So when people, I have had people come to me, and like during my sessions, I do individual multidimensional sessions, healing sessions, and I've had all these really weird things happening around them when I do a check, and they've picked up either entities or like these energetic aberrations because they opened themselves, especially when you're open to somebody sexually. There's no filter, there's no boundary. So if that person has a lot of emotional debris happening there, it could just come, all of it could come onto you. So just be mindful, that's all I'm going to say. If there's no safe container, it's best not to dabble with things that create more confusion than is already there. That's all. And then we have the multidimensional self. So the yogic framework, again, that is there in your articles to go through. It's a beautiful framework of looking at ourselves not just as a physical body, but as having different bodies or different koshas. So the first body, of course, all of us, the medical system acknowledges it, so we know it to be true, which means we have a physical body, we can touch it, feel it, you know, pinch it, whatever you want, tickle it. Then we have the energetic body. Of course, a lot of the Eastern sciences, this is the pranamaya kosha or the pranic field. And depending on our lifestyle, our energy patterns, how emotionally resolved we are or not, this can be clogged or opened or muddled. And of course, there are many ways as to how to clear this energy body. And the more we keep a clear energetic space, the more, I would say, the less backlog of emotions, which means depression or anxiety. All of this is nothing but a backlog of emotions that we haven't dealt with. It's all been suppressed, the anger or the agitation or the irritation. And then actually the word depression means it's depressed. It's not resolved. So that depression and unresolved anger and unresolved emotions will be healed. Then we have the manomaya kosha or the mind field. So this is also a beautiful field where all our thought forms are moving. And that's why sometimes, like an old radio station, we tune into old habitual thought forms. And that also, of course, through mantra, the manomaya kosha can be refined. So very many tools to work on all these koshas. Then we have these huge vijnanamaya kosha, or this great wisdom field, which is almost like the cosmic internet, which when we tap into, we can download wisdom or vijnana. So vijnana means wisdom. There it's written discernment, but the actual translation, which gives us discernment. Of course, you're wise. If you're wise, then you are discerning. And the last one is the bliss field, which almost encompasses the whole universe. So if we're completely aligned, we should be at bliss. But if we're a little bit misaligned, maybe because of trauma, my emotional field is here, my physical field is here, I'm a little lopsided, all my koshas are not aligned, because first of all, we don't even have a framework of what these koshas are. Secondly, we don't know how to align them. So for most people, it is said, the koshas are misaligned. That's why in Sanskrit the name for misalignment is Nara, and the name for man or a human being is also Nara. So which means if you're born human, you're essentially a little misaligned. We can go this way, which means extreme misalignment, or Naraka, which is a living hell. Extreme misalignment, the other form is also called hell, the other meaning is also hell. Or we can go this way, which is Narayana, or extreme alignment. And Narayana is one of, those of you who are Indian know that it's one of the aspects of the preserving principle. Some call it God. For me, I just like the symbolism behind it, which is quite beautiful. So with the multidimensional self, are you able to see me there? Or should I stand up? Okay. So with the multidimensional self, we're looking at this vastness that is us, acknowledging each different layer and also working on getting all of them aligned. So that's the whole, I would say, we're just on time, that's perfect. So we have a little ceremony. So we're saying how this multidimensional self, if you have a framework, at least we can work on it, we can align it. And with Tantra, I was saying how there is this beautiful symbolism. I love the symbolism, I love the richness of this yogic culture for like 40,000 years, right from the Vedas to the Upanishads to the Puranas. Unlike in other religions, this is not a religion. This is more a collection of wisdom. So you'll find that unbroken lineage of wisdom for, like I said, 40,000 years. Upanishads, then you have the, Ramayana, you have the Mahabharata, then you have the Yoga Sutras, you have like thousands and thousands. Unlike other religions where there's just one book like the Bible or the Quran and this is the word. Here there's no word. Here, there is. Up to a certain extent you're asked to contemplate it, work on it, but you can debate it all you want. So that's the beauty of the yogic culture. There are a lot of the Patti Mandrams in South India where they'll take the Ramayana and say, oh, Rama shouldn't have treated Sita like this. It's very cute to watch, because I'm like, yeah, that's true. I'm a woman, I wouldn't want to be treated like this. But Rama, however evolved or avatar or whatever he is, you're able to question it. You're able to ask questions around it. It's not blasphemous at all in this culture. So that's the beauty, I would say, of having this capacity to laugh, to question, and then integrate it and say, yes, this is what resonates with me. So going forth, we'll have a question and answer session post a little ceremony I wanted Ross to lead. And this is a tantric ceremony where we're simplified it, of course, but it's more to get this presence or this principle of Shiva and Shakti. Now in Tantra, Shiva means consciousness, Shakti means power. And we want a nice dance of these two polarities within us. If there's too much power, then you know what happens without consciousness. There's all these terrorizing mini terrorists in the home, tantrums, all of that. Or if there's lots of consciousness and no Shakti, you'll have all these great ideas, but nothing will be executed. Everything will be in the backside. So we need a nice dance of these two in our system. And also acknowledging the divine, masculine and feminine. So I'm wondering,